Ladies and gentlemen, what is Raila Odinga's game plan for 2027? That is the question which most Kenyans are currently asking. Because Raila Odinga has clearly escalated his political activities across the country. Yesterday, Raila Odinga was in Migori County where he held discussion with Migori Leaders Forum and also what he called meet and greet. He was accompanied by several Azimio leaders. Is Raila Odinga laying ground for his 2027 presidential bid, or is Raila Odinga just out to strengthen ODM party and Azimio?
Haya. Sasa kwanza nataka kuanza kutoa shukrani kwenu watu wa Migori kwa kusimama imara wakati ile ambaye tuliita maandamano. Migori ilikuwa nguzo ya maandamano katika Jamhuri ya Kenya. Nyinyi mlikuwa mbele kabisa, mlifuata Kisii ile awamu ya kwanza. Baadaye awamu ya pili zingine zikatoka kwa sababu ya juhudi ya watu Migori. Kwa sababu mimi natasema asanteni sana kwa kusimama imara. Tumekuja hapa kama wanaazimio la umoja. Umeona hapa ndugu Eugene Wamalwa, gavana Mangi wa area, tuko naye hapa gavana Nderitu Muridhi, tuko naye hapo, tuko hapa na senator, super senator kutoka kule upande ya Kitui, Bwana Wambua ameleta salamu ya Kalonzo Musyoka. Vilevile naleta salamu ya mama Martha Karua na salamu ya ndugu yetu Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya na Bwana Jeremia Kioni. Haya ni wanaazimio ambaye wengine wangekuja hapa manake wako na shughuli zingine, lakini wako na nyinyi.
And for me, if you ask me, the visit by Raila Odinga to Migori County is actually significant politically speaking for three main reasons. Because in this video, I want us to look at the objective of that particular visit. But before we get into that, let me just try and explain to you guys why that visit to Migori County is significant. Number one, that meeting is coming at a time when Raila Odinga had just kicked out ODM rebels from the party. Probably he wanted to gauge the reaction of the supporters towards that, or maybe he wanted to check out of the members of parliament who are fined, like in Migori there are two. There's Paula Bur and also there is Nyamita, whether they were going to attend this meeting. Number two, why it's significant is that this meeting is also coming at a time when questions are being raised about Raila Odinga's future. Whether Raila Odinga is going to run in 2027 or whether he's going to endorse someone else. So that visit, in my view, is significant. And lastly, the fact that this meeting was in Migori means it was in Luo land, and therefore it is also coming at a time when the discussion about Luo succession politics was actually taking place. Remember, none other than Raila Odinga's elder brother, Uhuru Odinga, endorsed Opiyo Wandayi as the preferred successor to Raila Odinga. Of course, for me, I believe in Babu Owino. So in this video, I want us to do a critical analysis about Raila Odinga's visit to Migori. What was the objective? But before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But before we dive in, let me thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee which they sent me yesterday. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. Now, let us get back to the main issue and figure out the objective of Raila Odinga's visit to Migori County. Migori County is normally critical for Raila Odinga's politics because apart from Kodele, Migori is another barracks, ungazetted barracks as far as ODM politics is concerned. But the question is, what was Raila Odinga's objective of going to Migori? First of all, let us begin by looking at the people who accompanied Raila Odinga to this trip.
Umeona hapa ndugu Eugene Wamalwa, Gavana Magi wa area tuko naye hapa, Gavana Nderitu Muridhi tuko naye hapo, tuko hapa na Senator, Super Senator kutoka kule upande ya Kitui, Bwana Wambua ameleta salamu ya Kalonzo Musyoka. Vilevile naleta salamu ya Mama Martha Karua na salamu ya ndugu yetu Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya na Bwana Jeremia Kioni. Haya ni wanaazimio ambaye wengine wangekuja hapa, manake wako na shughuli zingine, lakini wako na nyinyi.
There was Senator Enoch Wambua, who represented Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Where was Kalonzo Musyoka? Maybe he was engaged elsewhere, the way Raila Odinga explained, but for me, this was a good opportunity for Kalonzo Musyoka to interact with the people of Nyanza if he's expecting them to support him. He was also accompanied by Mwangi wa Iria. Mwangi wa Iria is now emerging as a constant figure around Raila Amolo Odinga. Again, there was Eugene Wamalwa. Wamalwa is also emerging as a constant figure around Raila Odinga. In fact, it is alleged that if a running mate is to be chosen from the Luhya nation, then the options will be between Eugene Wamalwa and Oparanya. And of course, Oparanya was absent with apology. And then there was Nderitu Muridhi, who was Raila Odinga's campaign manager. But the events were primarily an ODM affair. What was the objective of the meeting in Migori? Number one, for those who've been following Raila Odinga of late, I think Raila Odinga is now out to counter William Ruto's onslaught on ODM stronghold. William Ruto has identified 2 counties as in Nyanza, and he believes he can make significant inroads in those 2 counties. The first county he has identified is Migori County. William Ruto believes that he can venture in Migori, separate Korea from the Luo, then target the lawyers in Migori and other tribes. And therefore, he can push his numbers in Migori. And he has also identified Homa Bay because of the influence of Ray Omolo. And that's why, if you've been following the politics, Raila Odinga held another major political event in Homa Bay. So Raila is now out to counter William Ruto's onslaught. Of course, Ruto is interested in targeting Azimio strongholds, that is Mombasa, Coast, Loya, and of course, Nyanza. So Raila Odinga is trying to counter Ruto's moves. And for me, this is a good move from Raila Odinga, if you were to ask me. Number 2, from my own understanding, Raila Odinga is now consolidating his stronghold. If you look at the way that event was organized, there was party officials. So basically, Raila Odinga is reactivating the ODM structures where he was meeting the leaders. Those leaders were primarily ODM leaders from the grassroots up to the county level. And of course, Raila Odinga was also able to consolidate, to receive the factors, people who actually won seats. Because remember, in the last election, there were several MCAs who were elected on other parties in ODM, in Migori County. They contested on ODM. Some of them were either shortchanged, they went through other parties, and now they're back in ODM party. He received most of them, including the women rep, who was elected as an repeated person and now proving to be one of Raila Odinga's key supporters. So in my view, Raila is now trying to consolidate his stronghold. And of course, that is the biggest mistake Raila Odinga and Azimio did in the last election. Raila Odinga concentrated on winning the support of the Mountain and Rift Valley at the expense of consolidating his support base. Like if Raila Odinga were to consolidate, just decide and focus on coast and lock Ruto out of coast, decide and focus on Loya Nation, lock Ruto out of Loya, and of course Lowland and Nyanza, he locked him out, then the outcome would have been different. So I tend to think that Raila Odinga now believes that the best strategy is, let me secure what I have, because Ruto is threatening to venture into those territory. Let me protect them. Once I've protected them, then I can now go and look for votes outside there. And if you listened to his speech, he was actually very clear that a strong coalition requires strong parties. Just listening to Raila Odinga briefly.
Hapa Azimio ni mseto na ODM ni moja ya vyama ambao wamo ndani ya Azimio. Sasa wanasema ati any coalition is as strong as the constituent parties that constitute that coalition are strong. Kama vyama ambayo ni nguzo ya mseto ziko na nguvu, ndio mseto inakuwa na nguvu. Lakini kama vyama vinakuwa hafifu vinafifia, basi mseto inakuwa haina nguvu zaidi. Kwa hivyo ni muhimu sana ya kwamba ODM kama nguzo ya Azimio iwe iko na nguvu. ODM must be strong as a political party. Na chama inakuwa strong namna gani? Kwanza wanachama. Watu wanajiandikisha kama wanachama, na hao watu wanachama ambao wanaelewa sheria na vile vile mwongozo ya chama na wanafuata hiyo mwongozo ya chama. Pili, wanakuwa na nidhamu ndani ya chama, mpaka kuwe na discipline ndani ya chama. Tatu, mpaka kuwe na upendo, wanachama wanapendana, wanasaidiana. Kama fulani yako na shida, mnakenda mnamsaidia. Mwingine mtoto yake amepata majeraha pale, mnamsaidia. Mwingine mgonjwa, mnamsaidia. Mwingine anataka kupeleka mtoto Ulaya, mnamsaidia. Hiyo ndio maana ya chama. Yaani inakuwa ni kama society ambayo watu wanajuana na wanapendana. Chama haiwezi kutembea kama hakuna nidhamu. Watu hawafuati sheria. Inakuwa ni kama soko. Hapana. Chama mpaka iwe chama ambayo wanachama wanaelewana vizuri. Tukitaka kufanya kitu tunasema tunafanya namna hii. Ukitaka kufanya kitu kama mwanachama mpaka ushauri na wale wenzako wengine. Wewe kujitoka tu peke yako unasema mimi naenda pande ile nyingine. Sasa ni sababu mnaona vile sisi tulikwenda kwa uchaguzi kama chama. Na nyinyi hapa mliungana vizuri kabisa. Mkaunga mkono wale makandidates wenu, wale ambao walikuwa nagombea viti kama MCAs, kama women rep, kama wajumbe, kama senator, kama gavana, na mpaka kama rais. Mlipiga kura kwa kauli moja. Na mkapata hapa majority county assembly, majority ni OD, na hiyo ni Azimio, sio? Kwa sababu ya muungano wenu kama wanachama wa ODM. Sasa Azimio ilipata namna hiyo pembe zote za Kenya. Azimio ilipata kura kila mahali. Tuko na serikali zaidi ya 20 ambazo ziko chini ya Azimio. Magavana zaidi ya 20 na kitu. Tungekuwa na magavana 25, lakini zingine waliharibu kama kule upande ya Narok waliharibu. Eneo zingine waliharibu kufanya ile inaitwa rigging.
And because of that, I also expect Kalonzo Musyoka to probably also start this kind of engagement. Otherwise, it would just be ODM. The others will be sleeping. Number 3, I think Raila Odinga also wanted to deal with the issue of Luo succession politics. That debate was ignited by none other than Uhuru Odinga. That is the fact. And you saw the other day Uhuru Odinga saying, okay, he has not endorsed anybody, saying like that. But the truth is, there is this discussion about Luo kingpin. Several names are being floated, including that of Wandai, including that of Rayo Molo, including that of Babu Wino, including that of who else? Mwalimu Wede. I don't know whether I'm joking. But names are being floated left, right, and center. And see, you can only have one kingpin at a time. And these names and that discussions were ongoing after Oburu, because they felt that Oburu is the brother of Raila Odinga is now talking like this. It means that debate was going to be sustained. Then Raila then comes to Migori And the message is sending, if you ask me, is that I'm still the kingpin. In fact, after that Migori event, I don't think anybody who wants to be kingpin, especially those who are still in ODM, would dare even to attempt to suggest that they want to run for kingpinship. Number 4, in my view, is that Raila Odinga and Azimio are looking at visibility. They must create events, they must attend events, and then talk at those events, because if they don't do that, then they will not be visible. For me, that's also a good strategy. William Ruto did that successfully after falling out in Jubilee. He was almost everywhere. And at some point, one guy was telling me how William Ruto's campaigns were never expensive. Being a deputy president, would just go to a place, call a member of parliament, I'm coming. They would go, make noise, come back. And that gave them visibility. So I tend to think that Raila Odinga is also not going to give Ruto space to just run away with visibility. Azimio and Raila. And that. Number 5, the fifth objective is the 2027 election. Is Raila Odinga going to go on the ballot? To go back to the ballot again? Will the name Raila Odinga be on the ballot? Will Raila Odinga support Kalonzo Musyoka? And if he will be on the ballot, which political party will he use? And in case Raila Odinga will decide not to be on the ballot, the other question which everybody is asking, can he support Kalonzo or Martha or whoever? And will that support translate to his supporters from his strongholds automatically joining him? And that can explain probably why Raila Odinga is keen on consolidating the ODM party. And lastly, I tend to think that Raila Odinga was just out to thank the people of Migori for the job well done during Mandamano. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.